the love. And let's get hype here.
Get hype!
As the countdown has happened already. I missed it because I didn't have this thing open. And there they go!
$20 in Link's house. Looks like both of them are going to continue on. Maybe head over to the uncle.
Yeah, now, I was actually just thinking about this yesterday. How I usually do exactly the same thing in each of my randomizers every single time in the beginning. And... oh, interesting. Oh, okay, so they're killing that guard there to get the, tier... the one... First, tree pole, drop there. There are 3 of them, I believe, that you can get. But anyway, as I was saying, it's interesting that there's so many different openings that you can do, and I kind of hook shot.
Wow.
Okay,
Looks
so
like it pays off here.
That definitely does. That's actually really good. Especially for movement, they're going to be able to start hooking to, trees and pots and fences and all manner of things. But it's so great, that you can see so many different viable routes to start in these randomizers. It just adds so much variety to an already extremely random thing,
We're already seeing some of that with Christos opening the sanctuary chest and deciding to leave and route southward here. Gonna be going north through Kakariko Village. We've seen this a few times in the tournament. More than a few times, I'd say, because you can farm all the bombs here in this Haunted Grove area, and with a hook shot, you can actually make quick work of this area. And yeah, it looks like Christos is going to be farming up some bombs here real quick to try to get through Kakariko without having to worry about any of that. Meanwhile, Jet going for kind of a more standard approach, getting some fairies as one of the other prize packs, and seeing the crabs with magic pots. So Christos does have a little bit of an advantage with those bombs.
He definitely does, because Jet right now is banking on finding some bomb. There's a rod, an ice rod. Okay, so interesting there. Has the potential to not be required. So that's just something that Jet's going to have sitting in the back of his mind. We do have a check there. We've got all crystals, 5 at Eastern in the light world. So yeah, as we were saying, Christos is on a little bit of an advantage there, like you said, with those bombs. And Jet right now is kind of hoping for either a lucky drop, excuse me, a lucky drop, or there we go, or just one of the items being bombs. Now 3 is really the very bare minimum. Usually I'm hoping for a couple more bombs than just 3, but that's really all you need. There's 3 bomb areas in Kakariko, the chicken house, and then the lion's house, and then the well. And then there's an ether pickup for Jet.
And we did see a sword in the tavern for ChristosOwen, so that is a big find. Early sword is always nice to have. Christos finding more bombs in Chicken House so he can keep making progress here.
That is really great too, finding those bombs there, so he's not going to need to go buy any bombs. Christos mapping now, seeing all those crystals in the light world. It's always a nice sight to see when you've got a bunch of crystals in the light world. Yeah, you can at that point you just hope for, dungeons 5, 6, and 7 to then all be pendants.
Yeah, absolutely. But we know how that goes. That means all of them will be required in some shape or form.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and a bombos for Christos, and a lamp. Okay, a bottle. That's also nice, really, to get in Kakariko, so you don't have to make your own trip back to. And the shovel. Oh my. Okay, so there's just loading up on a bunch of items that aren't immediately helping, but they either help get other items or they will be useful farther down the line.
Absolutely. Jet doing a good job of keeping track of his rupee count. Actually, at 101 here, can buy from the bottle merchant. And yeah, again, those early medallions. Wonder where they'll take you. Maybe into some pendant T-Rock Mire. Use bombos to get into ice action.
Oh, jeez. As soon as I get bombos, especially really early on, I always immediately think, oh, all right, ice could potentially be on the table pretty early here, and I always just start to worry because it's just an awful, awful thing. Especially when it's a pendant and you go in and there's nothing there.
Now, what's interesting about, like, the hook shot is it doesn't actually like progress them at all. Like Lamp gives them a little bit of progression, in that like they can go through Escape area and Eastern Palace just a little bit more in terms of just what is lamp locked. I mean, these guys can still probably do it all in the dark, but
Of course, yeah.
yeah, but at least progression wise, they can be thinking about those things. But other than that, I mean, we got a shovel. We can take the one spot. We can check Sick Kid. That's like, which did have the blue mail, which is a nice find for Chris
It did.
there. And Jet will probably be getting that shortly.
And one thing to keep in mind, too, like, you know, if you know, just this is, it's not going to happen in this, you know, seed, of course, because they have lamp. But like, if you're ever gonna, you know, sequence break through like Eastern, for example, you know, without the lamp, and you end up getting some other progression item, and then later on you're stumped looking for something, it's good to keep track of what item did you sequence break to then eliminate other options of checking for certain, like a certain particular item. So that's not going to be seen here, of course. And then Jet just now picking up his sword and going south, as Christos is picking up his ether tablet there. Looking like he's going to start saving and quitting. Interested to see where he's going to head next.
Now, it's really interesting. Like, it might seem that Christos is a little bit ahead, but Jet does have the information that Lumberjack has the ice rod. So if Turtle Rock is required in any capacity, that is some good information to have.
And there's really no other good time to go back up and check the Lumberjacks. Really, like, if you're in the Dark World and you're checking Bumper Cave and you have the mirror, like, in that situation, it might be, you know, the most efficient to check Lumberjacks. But at this point, you know, you really having to go out of your way there. Christos picking up a 300 rupee, and Jet is going to cash in this shovel. Let's see what he gets here. Some bombs.
Yeah, another time is like maybe when you're going up Death Mountain, if they do get like a lift upgrade.
Yeah,
that'll be
actually,
a decent time for Chris to check it, but
you're right.
they have to get it at the same time. If we see another sword upgrade or the cape, then it could put Aghanim on these guys' minds. If they don't end up finding that lift upgrade, then that may be forced, and then that might throw Chris off here. We'll see. Still plenty of places to check, like Mini Moldorm here coming up, 5 items. Well, looks like we do have Death Mountain access with that flute in Mini Moldorm Cave. 300 more bucks here. Chris deciding, you know what? I'm peacing out. I got the flute. If I activate that, I can head over to Ice Rod Cave anyways. Maybe head over to the desert and check what's on the ledge and go to Agha's Cave. And definitely head up to Death Mountain with Hookshot and kind of go over to the east side and collect a bunch of items. Probably where he's going to go first.
Yeah, Death Mountain is always a really great place to check. And usually you'll see, as soon as players are able to go there, you usually will just see it immediately, because there's so many chests there. And what's really cool about Death Mountain is there's so many different options you have of being able to get over to the right-hand side and check those items. You know, like you could have the hook shot to get over, or the mirror and the hammer is another option. And it's just really it really diversifies like how, like, when you can fit it into your routing. It's a lot more open, because there's a bunch of combinations for what you can need, as opposed to some other locations where you're limited by, you need a very specific set of things. So looking like Christos gonna go get his bird, and like you said, probably just go into Death Mountain immediately.
Yeah, really great routing from Chris here. He decided to check that shovel location before coming up here. I really like that. And Jet already did that, so he's kind of going from Sanctuary, which is a bit faster.
And you see Jet there trying to hookshot that tree. I've done that so many times. I don't understand why that tree just doesn't have like a grapple hitbox, or a hitbox at all. Or not grapple, excuse me, a hookshot. The hookshot just goes right through. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. We're going to help out the elderly here. Christos gonna take this old man by the hand, help him through the maze that is Death Mountain.
Roy Koopa does a good deed.
And we see Jet Close behind, we're gonna have a little bit of a high five here, right at the bend.
Yeah, very similar routing. I think the real only thing is that Jet has checked that Lumberjack Cave. That's like the real only difference. And with Chris having the flute to come up here, again, it's gonna put off checking that for quite some time, I feel. Unless he has that mirror when he goes up to check Bumper Cave, like you said.
Right, yeah, exactly. So yeah, just a full heart container from the old man, which is, you know, pretty nice. I mean, they're really, even with the blue mail, though, with only, ooh, the moon pearl. All right, so there's is a crucial item for getting into the dark world here. So Christos is going to immediately go in and pick that up. Jet will be close behind.
Yeah, I think we're going to see them, you know, finish up Death Mountain here, but a really strong play is to do the fake flippers now over in the Zora area, because with Moon Pearl you can do walk on water and get a lot of items in that area and really just leave behind the Zora ledge. So
exactly,
it's
yeah,
a really nice thing to find here.
Because unfortunately they don't have the boots. They're not able to set up that additional glitch to be able to like bonk and then fall in the water and like re-fake flipper later to get that item, so they can pretty much just knock out everything except for that Zora ledge. And I mean, you know, obviously it's possible for it to have something, but the likelihood is not the highest. So, you know, you can pretty safely bank on the fact that the Zora ledge will not have something. Knock out everything that requires flippers except for Swamp Palace.
And we don't even know if that's required or not.
Right. Yep.
Obviously, yep.
All right, so here's the big money here. These 7 chests plus Spiral Cave.
But will it be the value, or will it just be big money?
That's the question. Okay, so the book. Now that'll be actually be interesting to see what these players decide to do with that book. If they're going to decide to, like you said, do the Zora play, the fake flipper Zora play, or follow the breadcrumbs and go to desert.
And there's Fire Rod. Whoa. These guys are finding items so quickly. Is this
Silvers and Master
legendary
Sword.
Jet Seed that we've been looking for in this tournament?
Wow. Okay. So that Master Sword too, gonna let them check any sort of tablet, although neither of which are accessible to them at this moment.
And Aghanim is completable now. That is
indeed
within the logic. They have Moon Pearl too. They gotta be thinking about it.
That could be their only way into the Dark World. We've got a piece of heart up on the ledge. Now Chris is going to go to Resident Sleeper Cave.
Mm-hmm. Both of these guys doing a great job with the bomb jump there. A nice bomb jump to do to save yourself a decent amount of time.
Yeah, they both set it up very quickly. Not wasting any time. They know the skill of their opponents. They know they need to go quickly.
I'm really curious, once they jump into the Dark World, like, if T-Rock is going to be required. That could, like, make or break this race.
Ooh, oh, right. So there, the gloves. Okay, so they have a bunch of different options right now, Alu. They have a ton of different options. So we've already mentioned a couple of them. We've talked about Aghanims. That's like the big gamble right there. So they now have the gloves, and that's going to allow them to, as you're going to see Christos do, check the back end of Escape. Gloves are also what was I
They'll unlock Zora for sure, and then in addition to that, makes Desert completable if boots are not required.
Right.
So
yes,
that could be a really big play here. I mean, they have everything they need to potentially complete it, and we do find a key here in the back of Escape. So Chris is going to continue and go for this one chest in the sewers.
Yeah, the making Desert completable was the thing that slipped to my mind just a second ago. And also, we have to keep in mind as well that Escape hasn't been done at all. Well, this back end obviously is being done by Christos, but the part where you go through the castle to Zelda, that has not been explored at all. So that's another loose end that these players... We might see if one of them decides to do, like, Aghanim, they decide to make that play, you might see them do... that first part of the Escape first, and Christos getting the half magic really nice with that fire rod so early as well.
That's beautiful. Just spam those fire rod shots for
It's
days.
it feels so good. Yeah. So we're seeing Jet make the Zora play right now. Christos deciding to do Desert. All right.
Following the breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And I think it's right to probably put off Aghanim as much as possible, because you're a lift or a hammer away from Dark World access.
With so many other options for you.
I mean, what Jet is doing is a sequence break, but it can pay off huge, right? So, yeah, I imagine we're still gonna see, like, we haven't seen Sahasrara and Eastern Palace at all. Like, those are pretty high density locations as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen those. Like again, like you said, this could really pay off for Jet. Oh, okay, so there you've got a key on the torch for Christos. So, as of right now, he has two options. He goes and steals the key, and if he so right now, boots are going to be required. I guess I should have waited until I saw what that second item was there. So unfortunately, Desert is a dud right now, and so what this could really pay off for Jet here. Now, if he gets, you know, like the Titan's Mitts or the hammer from one of these, you know,
or like boots at Zora or something.
Or one of those things, yeah. That then, you know, Christos goes and gets flippers from Eastern first and then has to go do these things. Jet's got that little bit of time save, that extra backtracking that he doesn't have to do. So that seems like will save him a little bit of time here. But so far, nothing paying off. Getting a red boomerang, not really, not even the better boomerang, in my opinion. I prefer the boomerang over the red one.
A lot of NMG players like the boomerang.
It's just, for me, the reason is there's just a bunch of strats already made with the blue boomerang. Ooh, okay, so Mushroom on the Zora ledge there. Sahasrara's storage room there having absolutely nothing other than money and a little bit of love. So it looks like Christos is going to make his way all the way into Eastern now and check those items. Incompletable at this time, but he can still get 3 items, potentially 3 items here, with a 300 from Zora.
Nice refund, bro.
Not too bad returns.
Not the worst. I've seen worse. Seen that green roop. Alright, I think Jet's gonna make the escape play now. More than likely.
I would agree.
And I imagine we'll see him get half magic as well. So these guys are pretty even keel. Chris is jumping into Eastern here. Finds the
and there's the flippers! When? So interesting. Wow, okay. So, again, like, if Jet had found something really nice at Zora...
That's the mushroom! That mushroom...
Oh, you're right!
Could be huge.
Okay. You're right, yes.
Yeah, it's all about, if that mushroom is big here, Christos can take a big lead, because it's not gonna incentivize Jet to go all the way back there, I think. But he might consider it over Aghanim. Aghanim is very time-consuming.
No, so is, especially without boots, so is the mushroom, but
True. Very true.
Not nearly as much, though. So we do see Jet getting his half magic, piecing right out of the escape. Let's see where he decides to go now. Spawning at Link's house, he might decide to go make the Sahasrara Eastern play as well.
We did find a compass here in Eastern Palace, so if we find a map, then we know that Armos is locking an item. There's the Tempered Sword! Wow, a powerful weapon there.
At 19 minutes in, too, that's really going to help him out, especially once they finally make their way to Dark World. And Jet, okay, I was wondering if he was going to go up or down there, if he was making that Aghanim play, or if he was going to check the rest of the initial part of the escape first. So he is going to be doing that, going down to Zelda. Now, he does know he needs to get all of these items, because they did get the map already. That was in Sanctuary, so he's going to need to collect all of these items here.
There's your favorite boomerang.
There it is.
Chris looking for an item here and not a map. What's it gonna be? It's the
A map!
Oh man, Armos hides the last item in Eastern. They may have to come back for that one. It's a crystal anyways. It's one of the Pyramid Fairy crystals too. So it's a big one. But no bow, no Eastern.
I can only assume he's gonna go cash in those flippers now. Jet with one item remaining. Oh, he's actually checking Ice Rod Cave that we have not seen yet.
Jet did check it, and it was a piece of art. He did before he did the fake flippers. So this is not going to pay off for Christos, but you know, again, it looks like both of these players are exhausting all of their options before committing to Aghanim. Now, Jet could do a Death Warp here after doing this area. He's taking a little bit of damage. I don't know if that's intentional. Maybe not, but
I mean, he did stun the guard, and he is taking these hits here, so it does look like he is setting himself up for that death warp.
He might be going straight to Aghanim after this.
But
there's the hammer!
Wow! What? Saved by the bell! Saved by the bell from making a huge mistake. Jet082 with his Dark World access at just under 21 minutes. Wow, okay. Whew.
Wow, yeah, you're out on the money with Saved by the Bell right there. It's crazy. Now, Mushroom can still be valuable here. So
indeed,
this can still pay off big time for Christos, and we're gonna get a map check. Swamp is red pendant, green pendant in Skullwoods, 6 in Mire, ice is blue. So man, we might not need those flippers, because Ice Palace and Swamp, which are logic in, you know, you need flippers to access those places, may not be required. But with flippers found so early, maybe those are important after all. We don't know yet.
But the Aghanim play would not have been such a huge mistake, as it is required now, as T-Rock is a crystal, and that Ice Rod is still under the Lumberjack tree.
Yes, sir.
Still, huge play getting that hammer. You know, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, though, had Jet gone and gotten Aghanim, because, you know, that probably was why he was making it, because he know that play there at that time, because he knows that he potentially had to do it anyway.
That's a fair point.
You know, he had just a little bit greater than a 50-50 that he needed to have it. Or he needed to do Aghanim because he needed to get the Ice Rod there. So it wasn't necessarily the hugest gamble there. So now Christos gonna go turn in that mushroom. Jet not finding too much in Hype Cave and Stumpy there, so he's gonna be making his way into Digging Game. Cannot go up into Kakariko right now because he does not have the mitts.
Not in this direction, but we might see him save and quit and then go to the Kakariko portal the long way. Maybe check that it's still a long way for us or something.
Maybe. We'll see. But we did see a red rupee for that mushroom.
Jet's not losing any time on that now, so that's a good sign for him.
Definitely not.
Meanwhile, it looks like Christos gonna check out, I imagine, Hobo now? Because I don't think he went over there immediately.
Yes. I do not. Yeah, he did not. Yes.
Here
all right,
goes
so
Jet.
Yeah, going into Dark World now. Now I can. I only assume that. No. Oh, Skullwoods was green, wasn't it?
Yeah, Skullwoods was green. We had red pendant in Swamp, and then Ice Palace was blue. So. It's interesting. We're a lift upgrade and a red cane away from jumping into T-Rock. But, like, honestly, we're not that many items away from... Like, after that, you're not that many items away from Go Mode.
That's true.
So, we have so many
he's making the play.
Right now.
He's making the play into Skullwoods. Now, this is a pretty good decision. You know, we've seen a lot in the past how Skullwoods can... even with its only two potential good items in it, can carry some pretty solid pickups. So we're gonna see if that pays off for Jet here, and see if he takes it all the way to completion to see if he wants to gamble with Sahasrara. While Christos, heading into the first part of Escape, gonna go get his hammer and enter his Dark World.
Yeah, a little behind getting to that Dark World, because this is about the last thing he can do before Aghanim. So he's probably got to be feeling maybe a little bit behind because of that, but at the same time, he does have that Tempered Sword and the Flippers over Jet right now. And so that Eastern Palace play was well worth it, I think.
Oh, definitely, especially if, for whatever reason, they get the mirror, they got to go into Pendant Swamp, and Jet might be unable to do that. He might put off Eastern until he has the bow to full clear it.
Exactly.
Where Christos could then make a play into Swamp and maybe make it out with some value.
Well, I mean, especially if the bow is like Flippers locked, then it's gonna be a real problem for Jet.
It certainly would be.
Jet doing some due diligence here and continuing on in Skull Woods. He has the Fire Rod, so he can actually full clear the dungeon. Since it is the green pendant, can grab the Sahasrara item as well. So, I mean, that'll pay off big time for Jet, because if he gets that green pendant, then he can go over to Sahasrara Eastern area. Anyways, Sahasrara doesn't have anything, or, maybe green pendant does, but like behind Sahasrara doesn't have anything, but Eastern may point him in the right direction of those Flippers and the Tempered Sword, so.
Right. So Christos now with his hammer, making the play down to Hype Cave. Looks like Jet is going to continue on. No telling if he's going to complete the dungeon yet. Now, the play I like to make here, when I have gotten, one of two items in Skull, is...
It's the green pendant, though. Like, don't you want to finish it just to get that?
That's true. You are here. You are here.
And then if Mothula has the item, then you're basically getting 2 items immediately. So, like, I kind of like the play that Jet is going for in this circumstance.
That's true.
But it's a tough fight. He's going to have to steel himself for this fight. He's going in with 4 hearts. Okay, he's picking up another one.
But he does have that half magic, though. And with the Fire Rod, that's definitely going to make it, a little bit less scary.
Definitely. Agreed. What was in their bottle? I don't remember.
I want to say it was it was either green or red potion.
Those are both very good.
Either one would be helpful for this fight.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay, so here he goes. Opening up with a nice spin, getting some Fire Rod shots in.
Yeah, Christos taking the same route Jet did, so we know there's no value over here. And really beautiful fight from Jet there. Really
didn't take a single hit.
Boom!
Boots!
Whoa!
What?
What are those?
Oh, jeez. All right. Wow. Okay, so I would not be surprised if we immediately saw the Aghanim play to just knock that out, get his Ice Rod, and just be good to go. Looks like he is going back in, gonna go look for his second item here. Wow, that is such a good pickup. He's just gonna continue to gain time on Christos here, especially if Christos decides, to put off if he decides to go into the Thieves' Town, because it's a crystal as opposed to Skull, which is not, and we're about to find out right now.
Yeah. I also find it interesting that Jet decided not to check the pedestal. I guess what can be at the pedestal here, just to entertain us. We can have Red Cane or Bow, I believe, at the pedestal.
That is correct. Red Cane or
we
Bow.
Don't necessarily need Mirror, and that can't be at the pedestal. Yeah, you need to find Mirror to get pedestal.
To get pedestal. Yeah, I mean, we could see Quake, which
Remember, those boots are required.
Yes,
for both Desert and Ice Rod.
Right.
Yeah, it's
all right. And so here we go. We're seeing Christos deciding not to do the Skull Woods play here. So Jet gonna be making time with these boots.
This is huge for Jet. Yeah. I don't think Christos will put it off for too long. I think he just wants to make the Thieves play. It's like the safest of plays. I get it.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, there's really no. You can't fault Christos for doing this at all. It's just, you know, with the knowledge that we know that it's hurting him, just purely situationally, because Jet did decide to make that play and was heavily rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Jet going right into Thieves. And we're going to see him quickly make his way through this dungeon with boots. We'll be able to do kind of a side-by-side comparison. Keep in mind, Christos did enter here first.
Now, what's really nice about being able to come in here with that hammer is they're not going to be able to leave. They won't leave that last chest, that left the big chest unchecked. So they will be able to get everything and not have to come back in here. Just in general, coming into a dungeon and having to leave without all the chests checked, it's always tough trying to decide when you go back in and get that last item, especially when you're still looking for something. So it's got to be a load off of their mind for sure.
Right. It's too early to say that Jet is ahead, because keep in mind, those flippers and the tempered sword are an advantage that Christos does have. Like, it is fact that those are really nice items to have that could progress them. But flippers might also not be required, which is kind of a weird situation to be in. Sometimes you don't need them. And so if that is the case, then Jet could be far ahead.
And now, as you were mentioning before, how Christos did pretty much do everything aside from Aghanim before getting that hammer, and you mentioned that he might be feeling behind. You know, I know, like, personally, I would probably feel behind. A nice God pixel there from Jet running through the Hellway. We might see, you know, if Christos ends up, or, you know, either of these players ends up finding the mirror here, Christos, because, you know, he possibly is feeling behind, might decide to make that trip into Swamp because he has those flippers, and again, might get rewarded for it and could put him back in the runnings here.
Jet running out of bombs. They're having to pick up the 2 bombs there. Fortunately, the game gives you what you need to make progress in this dungeon. Right.
And I poor choice of wording is not that Christos is out of the runnings at this moment.
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's way too soon to call, because, yeah, I mean, we still have some outstanding items that are really critical for making progress. Yeah.
And I mean, any one of those could completely change the tide of how this randomizer goes. Like, that's just how the randomizer is, you know.
Absolutely. But we can see that Jet is quickly catching up here.
But, I mean, you know, Christos entered this dungeon, you know, maybe like a minute or less before Jet did. And, you know, he's still managing to stay ahead. So those boots... The gold sword! Well, that's good.
That's probably better for Jet than it is for Chris, though.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. Having tempered is just... You're happy with tempered. You don't really need to worry. Although, you're not happy when that guy shoots at you like a million times. Like,
what, he just hitboxed right through, frame ruled right through it looked like. Or did he get hit? Yeah.
Now, we did find Quake in the big chest here. All medallions have been found. No real worries about that. Rip medallions at pedestal.
Yeah. So we did mention, again, Red Cane can be there.
And Bo can.
And Bo can be there.
Or like a fetch quest, basically.
Right, yeah. Like a powder.
That leads to one of those things.
Right. But I mean, and Red Cane and Bo are hugely important. You know,
they're enormous.
They both allow you to do a lot of things and check a lot of items. So
they each basically allow you to complete 2 dungeons.
Yes.
Yeah. One of which, I mean, you need Cane to even get into Turtle Rock. Like, you can't make any progress there. So
exactly.
Really nice fights from both players here on Blind, and looks like we're gonna get a look at the bomb hut now. Remember, Jet still knows about that ice rod. I just wonder when he's going to route that in. He's in no way pressured to do that right now, though.
He's not. I mean, because Ice Rod's not something that helps you at all until T-Rock.
Yeah,
And the only other time where it's helpful,
and until Mitts and Red Cane are found, you don't
Right.
need to even worry about it. Yeah.
right? And I mean, with Fire Rod too, the only other time where you really ever see the Ice Rod come out is during like a Landmolas fight.
Oh,
But
like
they have the-
Tempered Sword, Butter Sword. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're not struggling. It looks like Chris
Exactly.
might be making the Skull Woods play now, so this is gonna
Okay.
be great for him.
this is good.
Now, where is Jet gonna go? That's the question. He's fluting somewhere.
Desert,
Ah, okay, that's
which
fair.
he can complete it. He's got the boots. We know boots are required for desert. We didn't see any. Oh no, we saw. I think it was a red rupee or a rupee of some kind.
We saw a red rupee in the first chest there, the map chest. So
Yeah.
there's one more item in desert available. Yeah, I think this is a solid play from Jet, and then he can do Agona's Cave right afterwards. Nice bomb jump from Christos there. And I think he's just gonna full clear this at this point. He's gonna commit, so this is gonna be good for him.
Yeah, we know that's gonna pay off.
And he's coming in here with Butter Sword too. We'll make quick work of Mothula.
All right, so let's see. We've got a map here, perhaps. Oh well, this is gonna be the big key. We know.
Yep.
So the only other places for the items are gonna be the big chest and Landmolas. So we'll see where that last item in desert is for Jet.
Another play that can be made now is Tower of Hera. You can kind of go around the long way with Hookshot and Hammer. So you might see one of these players go in that direction as well. They can check the Ether Tablet, and then they can work their way over to Spike Cave, although they don't have any progression items to get there. They don't have Blue Cane or Cape.
Right, that is a very, very long trek.
It is.
But it could pay off, you know?
It may be the only way to get there if Mirror's in Cheat Tower. Like, it's
Exactly.
quite possible.
Yeah.
Landmolas has the other item in Desert, so Jet is just going to go ahead and finish this up. It's Crystal anyways, so, I mean, might as well get it done.
All right, entering the moth fight now for Christos as Jet is making his way into or towards Landmo.
Yeah, we'll see how Chris handles it. Jet's fight was beautiful. Chris going for those sword swings, a couple fire rod shots. He's got to watch his health a little bit, but wow, beautifully done.
Yeah, got quite a few hits eaten there by the spikes, unfortunately. Getting his boots now, I'm sure he is stoked about that. But again, we've mentioned it a couple times, though. Remember, Christos does not know that the Ice Rod is at the Lumberjack Cave, so he doesn't know that that's something that he needs to be doing.
Right. And that's the only reason to want to do Aghanim at this point. There's no real reason to do Aghanim. With the hammer, they have access to the eastern side, and the flippers. He has the flippers too. He has access to the eastern side of the Dark World. So, and they already found the hammer, so it can't be at the Pyramid Fairy, which is a very niche situation where you need to do Aghanim as well. Looks like we might see some boots locked locations here. Maybe this is a chance for Christos to actually check the Lumberjack Cave. This could be it. He's kind of in this area. But he may just do this and go to King's Tomb. Oh no, he can't do King's Tomb.
He cannot.
So yeah, he might just go immediately to Lumberjack now. This is a good opportunity.
Oh, he's not doing it!
He's took out the flute. That doesn't mean he has to do it.
Okay, maybe he is. Okay. Whew.
This is good for Chris. Oh, man.
preemptively pulling the flute out for later. This is good. Yeah, so he's going to see this, and he's going to say, all right, man, I got to go do Aghanim. Jet checking Agana after only getting a red rupee from Lanmo. Finding another heart container, which is not... I mean, they're very low on hearts still.
He's been finding all the items.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's a relief to have checked that. That is a very good play for Chris here.
It seems like he's doing it right now.
He does have some good knowledge. He's like, all right, we have to do this at some point. It's like, what else can I really get to help me through this area? I have Butter Sword.
And so is Jet.
Wow.
Wow. All right. We're going to be seeing some dual Agas right here. With Jet just about 10 seconds behind Christos right now.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, he's done Desert Palace in its entirety.
Right. I meant just, you know, as far as in terms of like their screen positioning.
But Christos still has those flippers and a sword upgrade more. So, I mean, it's interesting. This is interesting. And I'm sure Jet has that mushroom on his mind, too. I don't think he's going to check it anytime soon. Like, maybe once he finds the flippers, and if he finds the mirror, he does, like, catfish and then heads over there. But
that's got to be what he's thinking. Just, you know, the most efficient that you can make your trip back there, the better.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, he doesn't need to worry about that until he finds the flippers.
Exactly.
Unless he wants to do the fake flippers setup, which they can do now with the boots. But I don't think he's desperate for places to go just yet. Mitts are kind of slowing things down now, though. They really need Mitts to open up more things for them. Especially having done Skullwoods and Thieves Town and the whole South Loop.
Yeah, you know, Mitts is preventing him from getting into both T-Rock and Mire, both crystals, also ice, although that is a pendant. You know, it still could hold that bow, the red cane, those things that they need.
We still have to check Sahasrara as well, which I'm sure is something that both of these players will want to do soon. I imagine they'll check Pyramid and go to Catfish or something right after this, but...
Right. Well, yeah, and we'll probably see Jet when he goes and does that, too. He's going to head on into Eastern. And,
yeah.
I hope he would.
I would think so, unless he finds otherwise progress, you know?
Yes. Alright, entering Aghanim for Christos.
See how many blue balls these guys get. It's seeded such that they will both get the same number. So far, so good for them. But not for us. There we go! I love that fire rod shot. Nice. So that's 2 down. Jet a little upset about it.
Well. Are we only gonna get 2? Let's see. Possible. Yep.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
That's like average or something, right?
2 is pretty average, like 2 to 3, I think. 2 is great because it's the maximum amount without needing to go into a third phase. So
piece of heart here on the pyramid.
Yeah. Let's see. Christos going to Catfish, it seems.
I think it's a fine play while you're here.
Yeah.
Just knock it out. Just get it done. He's done everything else in the light world in this area, so he can just finish this up now, and then he doesn't have to worry about this area of the game. There is some northern Dark World stuff that these guys can't access, like King's Tomb and North Graveyard Ledge, but they just don't have the items to access them, so don't have to worry about those for now. Jet making the same exact play. It's a good routing choice. I like it.
Now, do you think they're gonna go into? They're gonna make a pod play?
They can. I mean, that's, I think, the other big dungeon that they can enter, but they can get walled off by not having the bow very easily. It's tough to say, but I feel like you go turn in that green pendant before you do that play. Because it could have the bow.
It could, absolutely, and that would be huge for going through pod.
Right.
Christos going back to desert now.
I don't blame him. I think it's a strong one. It's a crystal he can get.
Exactly.
He knows exactly that he can do it. I mean, like, no reason not to. Jet going for maybe some boots locked locations here that Christos already did. I think that's what he's doing. He's going to be disappointed when he goes to King's Tomb and can't actually get in.
That's funny because he just tried to grab the tier
One near
2
catfish.
rock, yeah, and then couldn't do it, and then was getting trolled by that like jumping skull rock guy. So maybe nerves are coming in a little bit for Jet here.
Now you can get that item without mitts if you have the mirror, but they don't have the mirror, so
Right.
tough luck. But you gotta think Jet's gotta go to Sahasrara soon. I mean, he hasn't even done any of that stuff. And he's going to get his ice rod, which, again, this is good routing wise.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is
routing wise.
yeah. It all worked. He was figured he could go check some boot locations, grab the ice rod, save him quit out, maybe go to Sahasrara after.
Yeah.
There's his ice rod.
Really clever routing. I like it a lot. Putting off those bonk rocks.
Yeah, so still 3 items away from go mode here. We are missing the Titan's Mitts, the Cane of Samaria, and the bow. So Jet now going back. Ooh, getting a nice double
hit on the squirrel. Wow.
Nice double hit because it would have stopped right in his way, but hitting it a second time there, really nice. So it looks like Jet is, like you mentioned before, is making that long way around Hera Ether Tablet play now.
It's a crystal. It's 3 items because you get that Ether Tablet. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, maybe... with only 8 hearts, I don't know if they'd want to do Spike Keep. He's got that red potion. But
I think you can do it, but it's tight,
I think you can, but it would be pretty tight. So that might be a thing that he tries right after beating Hera because he'll have a full health. Maybe he'll pick up a heart or something on while he's in there. The Titans Mitts! Wow!
Whoa!
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Huge.
A good thing. Oh wow. Okay.
If we find Red Cane in here, I think or like in Dark Death Mountain, he may go just straight into Turtle Rock. I think he would.
I think so too. I mean, when it's completable, right? Like,
yeah,
just
why
do
not?
it.
Yeah, just get it done. Could have your go mode item.
Exactly.
Oh, yep. All right, so we got the small key and the big key in Hera. So we're looking for 2 items upstairs. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go back for that basement play. And I don't think either of these players will leave that behind. They know too well that can burn them. But it depends how they're feeling. If they're feeling behind, then maybe they will.
So now with the mitts too, you did mention Dark Death Mountain. Okay, there's a bottle.
Vitor.
All right, so Moldorm's either gonna have that last item, or they're gonna need to be making it down into the basement there. Now, so with the mitts again, like I was saying, like you said, it opens up Dark Death Mountain, but it's also opened up ice.
It has. I mean, it's not in the logic for Jet to go there, but we know it's in the logic for the seed right now because flippers are in Eastern, which Jet has not completed.
Yes.
Getting rejected there. Goldorm. Easy peasy, a slash and a swing.
Here we go. Christos with the green pendant.
Only red roop, but he doesn't have to go to the basement. Let's see if he goes for that spike cave play like you were talking about.
He might, but I doubt it with the mitts now. I don't think he's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna do the spike cave play right now.
Yeah, he may just go back across. Cape.
Oh,
interesting. We didn't see anything good on bumper cave though, did we? Or did no one check it?
Nothing was on. No, it was I believe it was an arrow capacity upgrade or so. Jet did check it. Okay, I know they both did. It was nothing of consequence. But we're seeing Christos now looking like he's doing the same thing. So that is good play for him, we know. And Jet hitting up the Dark World Warp here. Gonna be checking Hookshot Cave and the Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, he can open this up and
yeah, he could just open up
at least
T-Rock
be ready to go in whenever he finds that red cane. And if it's up here, he'll probably just go right in.
I can only assume so.
And if he finds the bow, we know where he's going. He'll be finding those flippers pretty quickly. Or maybe he'll do pod first. Who knows?
I am seeing something in chat here. Someone was mentioning that Christos chose not to grab Ice Rod before coming up here, whereas Jet did. So now that he's got his mitts, if Samaria is on Dark Death Mountain, that would open up T-Rock, allowing Jet to pop in there. But Christos would know he can't do that because he knows Ice Rod is not there. He knows exactly where Ice Rod is, so he'd have to make another trip up for T-Rock.
Yeah, I don't think he would go in without it. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, but the point. Yeah.
Yep.
The point is, it could be
trip up the mountain.
Right. You know, and that would just be especially bad if T-Rock has, the bow or something.
Yep.
Which is, other than the red cane, the only other item we're looking for at this point.
Right. I mean, it could also have something like the mirror that opens up a lot of new locations.
Oh yeah. Right.
But that's not what they're looking for in the end.
The entire conversation has no relevance, as nothing on Dark Death Mountain of any consequence whatsoever, except maybe a full heart piece.
Now we do have the Misery Mire area. Jet's gonna go for that. There's 2 items he can check here, and he can go into Mire and check everything and except Vitreous if he wants. You know he has the medallions for it. There's also the whole Smith's deal. You can do hammer pegs and all that, so that could be an option as well if he doesn't want to go into Mire. And then Ice, obviously, is something he can fake flippers into, but he might be making that Mire play.
It's not a bad choice. Everything considered, he's things have been kind of lining up for him right now.
It's a crystal you have to do, and you have to find the big key anyways. This really bites you if nothing is in here and the big key. It's like a go mode Mire. That's like the situation where this backfires for Jet.
Yeah.
But vanilla red cane, here we go.
And Christos now likely gonna go do his Dark Death Mountain as well. Going.
I think he's just checking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just to double check there. But yeah, so he's gonna be doing his Dark Death Mountain. Ooh, almost jumping off the side. That would have been bad.
Hey, just do Spike Cave, easy. Come back. And that's interesting, though. Christos has Cape. Spike Cave is in the logic for him.
That's true.
And for these players, Jet can actually go pick that up. That could be huge after doing this Dark Death Mountain loop. If he finishes in Spike Cave, and that has the red cane or something, that would be.
That would be. I still would need to go back and get Ice Rod, make another trip up to T-Rock.
Yeah.
But that would be really, really crazy.
That would give him a huge lead here, because I mean, Jet would be just kind of fishing for
the. No!
The mirror!
What, dude?
Oh Lord! That is the last thing he wanted to see.
You did not want to see the mirror here in Mire. Oh, jeez. Because now that just unlocks so many locations all over the map. It's going to unlock locations north. It's going to unlock locations south. So, like, north, like the graveyard ledge. It's going to unlock locations south, like the cave beneath the haunted grove. It's going to the entirety of swamp now, except Jet, again, still doesn't have flippers, so he can't do that. So
we know that flippers are available, so that's in the logic right now. And then, of course, Bombo's tablet could have something maybe more more book action.
Right.
Oh, man.
Whew. All right. So just now got a plethora of options. As soon as he leaves Mire here. Still looking for that last item in the big key.
Still hasn't gone to Eastern Palace and Sahasrara, which is crazy. I feel like you would at least go for Sahasrara now that you have the green pendant.
And here goes Christos for Spike Cave. So we're going to see if this pays off for him here.
Yeah, this could be big.
Especially if it is Kane or Bo, because, you know, Jet, the mirror might just be like a red herring. It might just take him on some wild goose chase that leads to nothing, you know, and with all of those locations open, Spike Cave is probably the last thing on his mind.
Yeah, it's just one item kind of stranded up on Death Mountain that he doesn't really want to care about. There's the big key in vanilla, so I think that's good for Jet coming in here. Christos rewarded here with that green rupee. Wow.
You had to check it, though. Had to check it.
Wow. Now where are you going, Christos? Mire? Yep. Question is, will he jump right into Mire to get this mirror? And that could easily be the progression they need. It might be forced that you have to come in here to get the mirror and then leave.
Exactly. Oh, nice frame perfect dash there from Christos, making it up through those two spike guys there. You need one frame of movement after the transition, and then on the very next frame you start your dash, and you can actually dash up through those spikes or the sparks, whatever those things are.
High five from these guys, and Jet did find 10 arrows as the final item in Mire. Only 2 items in Mire, so mirror and 10 arrows. But with that mirror, quick thinking, checking checkerboard cave here. More arrows. Where's the bow? Stop giving me arrows.
Seriously. Looks like he's gonna go do his green pendant now as well, and maybe go into... Yeah, with the mirror too, he can just drop by Sahasrara on his way into Pod. Jet.
Wow, this routing is working out really well for him.
And a really nice Mire 2 from Christos as well. One cycling that room there.
That kind of execution definitely speeds things up for you in a race between players of this caliber.
Exactly.
That difference might be all that matters.
Jet mirror bonking a little bit, but quickly fixing that. Gonna pop in, say hi to Sahasrara, get his... I don't remember what it was. Cape. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was actually...
I mean, garbage back here, but...
yeah.
He gets a nice refill there. That was convenient. I don't know if he wanted
He's
that.
not checking it!
He didn't check it!
Oh!
Yeah, okay.
He just... Oh, he's going back in. Oh. Okay. Jet...
We know it's not really required, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but still, yeah. It would have been... I know how he would have felt if later on down the road he's still looking for something and he remembers that he didn't check it when he was there, and then he ends up, like, if he goes back, like, the amount of, like, just the disappointment and the amount of time you know you've lost from that is rough, even though we know it would be nothing because it's just a green rupee, but still. I mean, you can't, you know, you can't hold it against him for forgetting something like this.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like these players are doing so many randomizers, like just all the time, and there's so many things running through their mind constantly, routing, potential things to do after wherever they're like going now, like what's like calculating like their like just like whether or not it's a calculated risk to do whatever it is they want to be doing next. And just the nerves too all play a factor, and then you know sometimes things just slip your mind, and that's part of what Randomizer is.
Absolutely, and definitely give both of these players a follow. They're really top tier players, and they play a lot of Randomizer all the time, so you can catch them having fun playing their Randomizers and go support them on their channels there. So give them a follow.
Absolutely. So Jet in here now, gonna get his flippers. Yeah, seriously, like you know, 45 minutes after Christos here, something like that. Wondering, you know, what his play is. Is he gonna get these flippers and say, "Hey, I gotta, you know, do some swamp action now," or whatever. There's those 10 arrows for Christos, and he's piecing out of Mire immediately. Let's see where he decides to go. Yeah, he's gonna go check his checkerboard cave as well. I'm wondering, is he gonna check more other mirror locations or maybe go into swamp? We'll see.
Jet already did get blocked off in Pod. Pod is bow locked at this point for Jet, so and it will be for Christos as well, I believe. So if Christos decides to go there, it's gonna be a short trip, but I think he's gonna take that mirror and put it to good use now. Because remember, Christos has already done Eastern. So we can do all of like the dwarves and stuff. We can do Northern Dark World. We can check the North Graveyard Ledge there. And then we can do King's Tomb. We can do Hammer Pegs, Dwarf's Purple Chest. We can do south of Haunted Grove. There's a decent route here for a bunch of items.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he's going to be doing, and there's Jet with his butter sword now.
Christos gonna pick up his ice rod now as well. Finding that. Oh, just kidding.
No, he's not. Oh man. That would have been the time to get it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what else you want to go back there, but I'm sure he's going to remember, and I hope he is, before he makes the T-Rock play, when he finds that red cane.
Nice, big key skip there for, Jet.
He's out of there.
And he's out of there, knowing that he cannot continue anymore. We'll see if he decides to go to... I really want one of them to make a swamp play. I want to see Swamp.
Swamp is such a strong play right now. Maybe you do Bombos before you head over there, or even Haunted Grove. I think Jet's doing it. I think he's going for it.
Okay.
We might see a couple of these mirror locations first, but I think he's doing it. Only bombs in King's Tomb. Nothing at the Graveyard Ledge either. Where are you going, Christos? What you doing? Back to
probably like you were saying, you know, he's gonna do the northern area, and then he's gonna go do, you know, all the dwarves, purple chest, hammer pegs, yada yada, and then go south like Jet is doing now, checking the south of Haunted Grove location that we're about to see. And Jet's probably gonna make his way up, either that or he's gonna go back.
I think he's going back.
And then into swamp. Okay, so we see a green potion there. Citing it's not worth to pick that up. I agree. So Christos is going to grab the Froggy.
Oh, he is going up. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
This is probably going to work out pretty well for Christos a little bit more, because he's going to be in the Dark World, and then he can just jump right into Swamp if he's still looking for stuff.
Right. Which... we know he will be after Bombos. Bombos.
I mean, unless they find everything like immediately. Like,
exactly.
I mean, Swamp has 6 items. It's a lot of items. And then there's Ice Palace as well.
Yep, ice is still a thing. Dwarves turning up a full heart container.
Heartsmiths. Lovesmiths. Matchmakers.
I was gonna say the matchmakers. Literally about to say it. Same wavelength. You and I. Okay. Christos fluting to 7 here to turn his purple chest. Likely gonna go grab that warp. At the top of Hyrule, Hyrule, I don't know, Hyrule Field, I guess, or maybe not. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's just gonna flute up there. Okay, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit faster to do this.
I agree. Now that I think about it.
And Jet's gonna take the warp here with the chest, and then go deliver it and check Bombos, which I think Christos is gonna go walk or run over to the couple mirror locations here. So these guys might be syncing up at Swamp. I feel like that's what's about to happen here.
I agree. I think so.
I think that's just the way they're going right now. This is crazy.
Yeah. I think Christos will be just slightly behind Jet in terms of like when they actually enter. But I mean, they'll be very close again, you know, like they were, you know, earlier on in this run. A couple of times they've been, you know, very close to each other in where they've been deciding to go. And what's really interesting, you know, about when you see two really great players with really strong routing decisions, you a lot of the time you see many similar choices and you see them, you know, sync back up at various points in the run, which is really great. You know, it makes for an entertaining race, entertaining watch. The red mail from Bombos, not what he wanted.
Nice safety, but yeah, not particularly amazing. These guys are fine with blue mail and butter sword, and if they do find that bow, they're gonna have silver arrows. Like, they're pretty well equipped. Ooh.
Okay.
Christos going for pod. We know this is not gonna pay off, so Jet does gain a little bit of time here.
Well, it's not that he gains time, he just doesn't lose time from doing pod earlier.
True. You can look at it though either way, really.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Evening out a little bit in terms of the stuff that they've been checking.
But that means Christos hasn't really made up his mind on which pendant dungeon he wants to go to. So we could see him jump into ice.
That would be great too. Seeing one going into swamp, one going into ice.
Now if you find Bo or Red Cane here, Wild, what do you do?
Oh god, that is the decision right there, because like especially really early on in the dungeon, like if he finds it at the, I think it's the map chest, the one underneath the big chest where you have to run around in the that big. I think that's the map chest. Like if you find it there, that's such a hard decision because there's still like another, you know, 4 other potential items in this dungeon to check when you're still looking for one. So I think personally I would continue. If I'm in here, I'm going to check all of the items and complete the dungeon. Just because I don't want to get burned by having the second item here, having to make the trip back, because normally when I have made that play and I've left the dungeon early, and there has been a second item in there that I needed to go back and get, I normally put off going back to that dungeon for a very long time, just telling myself, oh, there's nothing here. So I typically will not do that. Christos gonna do a cool bomb jump here.
He's making a play that Jet did not, which is he's using this key in a different way than Jet did. Jet went for the first chest instead of going to the back of Palace of Darkness. So Christos does get access to a few more items here. This could be huge.
This could be huge because we know there was nothing for Jet in that beginning part. So, you know, Christos is not missing out on much. Getting a red rupee. getting a small key. So that opens up either the Terrapin chest or 2 more, potentially 3, in the Dark Maze room. And if I were him, I would gamble on not this one. Because this... Okay, so maybe he's going to get another chest here from the Terrapin, or another key, sorry, from the Terrapin chest. He does! Okay.
Wow.
So
More
if the
progress
big key...
can be made. I also want to bring everybody's attention to something that is very important right now, is that both of these items that they're missing can be on pedestal, and all of the pendant dungeons are completable. And they have book. So I'm like, maybe they're just gonna go through these dungeons and like full clear them and then eventually just blind pull the pedestal. I feel like that's kind of where Jet is right now.
Blind pulling the pedestal, dude. Oh, I missed him getting the big key. Christos.
It was on the bridge.
Oh, okay. Alright, so... Man, so it's looking like Pod is just not... There's either going to be something on the bow side or at Helmasaur. But other than that, like, all the locations have been checked in Pod.
Did he check that spike room? I don't think he did.
Yes, he did. The one underneath the Terrapin chest.
Oh, he did. Okay, sorry.
Yes, it was a 50. It was a 50.
He's going to ice,
dude. Yes. Okay, this is all right. Woo! This will be good. This will be good. This will be good. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready for some hype to pop up here for Jet or for Krista. What?
I want both of them to get hype. I think that would be pretty interesting if, like, they find, like, one of them finds Bo, one of them finds Samaria. Like,
exactly.
That would be crazy.
Exactly. And then, like, you know, one of them goes back to Pod and one of them goes, like, into T-Rock. You know, it's just, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
It is. I mean, Pedestal could still have something too, so like I kind of want that to happen as well.
Of course you do.
They've had plenty of time to check it, to be fair.
You would not be Alucard 2004 if you did not want something to be at the pedestal. Okay, so Jet's... Got to get these last 2, but he also didn't get the big key. So one of these last 2 items is the big key, and one of them is going to be another item, and looking like some stream issues here.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back online for you guys in a bit. Yeah, it looks like we're okay, but we missed what was there, sadly, so we'll have to check Jet's inventory to get a peek at what he found.
Well, if we see him get an item here, we'll know it was the big key. And that'll make our job easy. And we didn't actually, there was no item in the meantime for Christos. Yeah, so we did get an item there as a blue rupee, so we know that Jet got the big key there, so we're gonna, I mean, likely, there's no reason for him to not go back in and get the big chest here. Christos gonna grab his second chest in, oh, never mind, he's gonna go downstairs first, get these other 2 chests, then go back up, grab that one.
I mean, I don't know what Jet's doing. He got his progression item, that red pendant.
That's what he came in there for, all right.
There's the riot shield. Wow. Only bombs in the big chest. Jet is feeling a little sad right now, but that's not gonna stop him from going right into Ice Palace, I think.
And oh man, okay, so even though there was nothing, oh, it doesn't, maybe not.
Oh, he could be doing dwarves.
Oh
no, he's just committing.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, all right, this is a pedestal seed. I'm ready to go, man.
Because, like, you know, that's the thing. It's like, you know, he didn't find anything of, you know, immediate value in Swamp, but like you said, his progression item, the red pendant, That could be key here.
But we still, I mean, well, I guess we don't have to. We could have, like, Red Cane at, I was gonna say we have to find the other item, but we could have Red Cane at Pedestal and, like, Bow and T-Rock. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Or potentially, oh no, this is not a Pyramid Fairy seed. That's interesting too. Can't be, because we have Meyer and Eastern as our 5-6. Which each of the...
well, I mean, the bow could be... Oh,
No.
Eastern. Oh, Eastern, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was
Okay.
thinking, oh, maybe Pyramid Fairy something, but it's not. It just can't be.
The Red Cane!
Red Cane! Whoa!
There it is! Ooh, okay. So, Christos, he has checked
Could
all
be
the-
ahead now.
He's checked all the items, I believe. Or maybe he's only got one left. Looks like he's gonna finish out the dungeon. He's gonna finish it out. He's got that Red Cane now. So the remainder of Meyer is open to him. He can go finish that dungeon. But he could also make a play into T-Rock, and that's where Bo could be.
I think you do it. You just go straight to T-Rock after this. You've already got all the items in Meyer. You know it can't be a Pyramid Fairy seed.
Well, I mean, why don't you do Meyer in the event that Bo is at T-Rock so that you could go straight... Oh, well, you still have to leave and go to Eastern and come back. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
Unless you want to hedge on Swamp, but we know that's not the play. We know if he goes to Swamp, he's going to be in trouble. Beautiful fight there with 1.5 hearts. Jumping in there and just getting Cold Stare in the corner and knocking him out. Beautifully done.
Now, I wonder if Christos is also thinking, even with the Red Cane now, if he's thinking Pedestal, but I'm sure it's on Jet's mind right now. He's gonna find that Red Cane.
Jet is 100% thinking Pedestal right now because he went straight into Ice, and both of those items could be on the Pedestal. Well, shame they didn't check it yet.
Honestly, though, what other option did Jet have other than to go into Ice?
Dwarves. I don't think he's done.
Oh,
dwarves.
You're right. Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't.
Which we know is not worth, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Christos is going to get his Ice Rod, so this is eating up a little bit of time here, but at least he remembered to do it before going to T-Rock, because that would have been devastating.
Yeah.
It cost him the race, so this is good for him. And Jet is making his way towards that Red Cane. It's in the iced tea room, as they like to call it.
You know what, Christos maybe he would check pedestal. He's kind of up here. Maybe he'll check pedestal. It's possible.
That would be kind of clever.
If I were him, I would have checked pedestal and then gone over into Ice Rod. I think that would have been a little more efficient.
We'll see.
Coming from fluting at 3.
T-Rock is a crystal. You kind of have to do it anyways.
Right, yeah, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and do that. Oh, no, Jet did do Dwarf. Because remember, he fluted with the
that's right.
The purple
he
chest.
did do all that. Okay, so you're right. He exhausted all his options.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, chat, for clarifying that there. Yeah. So he didn't really have any other choice other than to go into Ice. Both of these players just full clearing the game, essentially.
Maybe Jet didn't do the Graveyard Ledge. Maybe that's something he hasn't done.
Possibly. I'm hesitant to say yes or no to that now because I've forgotten about the other thing.
No, I did too.
So here goes Christos up Dark Death Mountain. Gonna be I'm actually wondering why he hit that warp. I'm pretty sure it's. Well, I mean, I think it is faster to hit the warp regardless of
if you've opened it up or not.
Like yes, yeah. I'm not. I can't guarantee you, but there is the Red Cane for Jet here. Not mirroring out, so we know he wants to complete this. He's committing here to that pedestal bow.
Yeah, you think Jet just goes and pulls it right now?
I think he immediately goes and pulls it. Like if you're committing to a pedestal seed, a blind pedestal pull, there's no way you get all the pendants and then you just don't do it. Like if that's what you're
there and reads it.
if you're banking on it and you've gotten the pendants, there's absolutely no reason why you don't just immediately go pull it.
And there's the pull!
What? Oh my god!
ChristosOwen makes the play into ice, into T-Rock, and he has a lot of dungeons to still finish, but he is able to finish them all. Really nice fight from Jet there on the right side. Beautifully done. Gets his heart. Although his heart is about to be broken if he does go over to that pedestal.
Oh, and you know what would be even worse though if he gets something like powder where he's then going and checking additional items because of it.
Oh my god.
Oh. Wow, but yeah, so bow mode, go mode for Christos right now. So he needs to finish out T-Rock, he's got to go do Meyer, he has to do Pod, and he has to do Eastern. All after this, so he's only got three crystals right now. Working
Jet
on number 4.
forsaking the pedestal and going straight to T-Rock. Wow.
Wow. So completely not disregarding. It's not the right. What's the word I'm looking for?
Disrespecting? I don't know.
Disrespecting what I was saying, I guess. I don't know. Just going against what I said, and that if you're committing to a pedestal and getting all the pendants, you just go and check it immediately. There's no reason not to, because you've already wasted the time. Well, not wasted, but you've invested the time into getting the pendants already, and to not go and check it, I don't know. But obviously, we know that this is the better play for Jet right now.
Yeah, so it's just an execution race at this point, pretty much, because I believe they have the same exact dungeons to clear.
Yes, they do. And the same amount of it. Well, actually, oh, well, no, Jet got the pod big key as well.
He does have that, so I think he can bank on a small key on the bow side and just go straight to Helmasaur, which I think Christos will do as well.
I'm pretty sure there has to be one on the.
Might have to be 2, actually.
Yes, I'm fairly certain there has to be a key there, so they can just go mode pod bow side. Christos is. Oh, he doesn't want to risk anything. He wants to make sure that, you know, if there's a key here, he does not need to come back for it. That's why he's checking the big chest. But yeah, so Pod is going to be identical for them. Eastern's going to be identical for them. Meyer is going to be identical for them.
I think it's identical for them. I'm not 100%. I don't remember if Christos went to Vanilla Big Key location, because he could have routed around. But I don't know if that makes any sense, because I think he went to the big chest. So yeah, I think he has it.
What dungeon are you talking about?
Misery Mire. Big Key was Vanilla, so like you could have routed differently to like avoid going for that Vanilla Big Key location. I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's going to be identical for these players now. So in terms of that, all things considered, we've got Christos. You know, maybe like 2.5 minutes. I would guess that's a complete estimate. So, you know, don't hold me to that. It's a rough estimate there. Ahead here of Jet. Gonna be just popping right on into take out Trinex and move right along. You know, doesn't really matter which dungeon he does next. You know, he could just do Pod into Eastern. You obviously do Pod first, so you can mirror into Eastern right afterwards. But as far, you know, doing that before Meyer doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it's just up to taste.
Yeah,
more or less. There's no real items that can benefit them at this point. I mean, like, powder's a nice safety item, I guess, but it's not something they're dying for right now. They've got Red Mail, they've got Butter Sword, they got that Riot Shield.
At least Christos has the Riot Shield. Yeah, and a very nice 0 cycle on Trinex there for Christos, finishing up the fight very nicely there. And so we did not quite mention it, but Jet did end up getting his bow. He is in go mode. You know, we talked about how, you know, them being equal and whatnot, but yeah, so he did actually grab the bow there, and is on his way, doing the same thing Christos did, being a little bit safe. making sure that he doesn't want to gamble on having a key in the laser room.
Christos selecting for Meyer first, and then he'll do the double. We'll see if he can take on this Meyer room 2 just as well.
Yeah, he executed it very, very well last time. So sword beams and the fire rod are the way you want to get this done. Oh, he doesn't quite... Yeah, I missed that Popo or whatever it's called, the little tentacle guy.
Yeah, I think it's called Popo.
On his way in, unfortunately. That guy can be kind of tricky to hit, too, because of his movements. He can move in, you know, just a unfavorable position. You can't really hit him very well with your sword beam or the sword or whatever.
So, I believe, based on that mirror was just a herring.
Yes.
It was a complete herring.
Absolutely.
Going into Meyer, like, messed both of these guys up big time, especially Jet. Going into Swamp Palace. That's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, the entirety of Swamp, not required. Flippers, not required.
I mean, it's, yeah, not required at all. Oh, no, what's required in the logic, because Ice Palace, technically.
Okay, yes, by logic, yeah, the flippers were required.
I know you can fake flippers. Nice zero cycle first phase for Jet.
Finish it off. No problem there.
Christos already at Vitreous. Gonna use some silver arrows, I imagine. Oh, just gonna go for spins.
Yeah, spins are, yeah, very, very quick. It looks like I was almost right on the money there. Just a little over 2.5 minutes crystal grab difference, I believe.
But that doesn't make it over in my mind.
Absolutely not.
Ganon's tower
Yep.
is still in question here. We don't know where that big key is, so...
Just because they're in go mode doesn't mean the randomness is over yet, folks.
Exactly. Still potentially anyone's game, but Christos does have a nice lead here. That whole swamp trip has put Jet behind.
And you know, especially with the entire left-hand side of Swamp, that's no quick check, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's actually impressive that Jet has actually done all of Swamp and is still only about 2.5 minutes behind. It's quite impressive.
And so it looks like Jet is deciding to do the double first before going into Meyer.
Nice little quick combo, and they are going to be pretty quick. Jet actually kept his key. I guess he didn't check any other locations here. He just saved his key, had the big key, and decided, you know what, I'm done with this place. So he can actually just go to Helmasaur King. That is going to save him some time. Christos needs to find a key here on the bow side.
Oh,
he went further.
Okay.
This is actually pretty big for Jet.
Yeah, this isn't a quick thing either that Christos has to do. There's a number of transitions here. He's got to, you know, make his way up through quite a number of rooms.
Gotta get electrocuted by some jellyfish real quick.
It's mandatory.
A couple of places. Yeah, it's just part of the route. Kill some mimics, dash through this spiky hallway.
Yeah, I did not realize that Jet had saved a key there.
Yeah, I thought he checked like the first chest or something, like that first locked location, key locked location, and then left. But yeah, he has a key, so he can just use this to get through this door and head over to King Helmasaur. That is nice. solid turtle room from Jet there. These
Yeah.
guys are both executing so well right now.
It's gonna be super close. Like, neither of them are making any large error.
It's gonna come down to G Tower, I feel.
It really will.
Yeah. Maybe someone will go all in on the tile room. I want to see that.
Wow! That was a really cool,
Boomerang strat.
red boomerang. Yeah, I did not know you could do that. Maybe the red boomerang does have some merits after all.
Oh, he's changing his mind, folks!
I've been converted just for the one pod room. Alright, so Helmosaur down for Jet here. Just gonna mirror, immediately head on into Eastern, finish out Eastern. 130-20 crystal grab there for Jet. Although you have to remember that, you know, Christos has done Mire completely and Jet has not. It's fun to just do a little comparisons like this, but you have to, you know, take it with a grain of salt, of course. 17 hammer hits on the mask here, or 4 bombs, I believe.
Yep.
We'll break that mask.
Jet mirroring right back into Eastern.
And a 130-56, so that's about a 36-second difference in crystal grab times for the two of them. So this really is going to come down to GT, absolutely. You know? Especially,
I know Christos really subscribes to the strategy of, like, if you find a key on the right side, just keep going. I see him do that a lot in a lot of his races. That doesn't mean he's gonna do it, but, you know, I see him, that's kind of a tendency that I see for him. So that could be a determining factor here. If he finds the big key on the right side, then that may just seal the deal if he goes that way. But if he doesn't, that could be the chance that Jet needs to catch up.
Exactly. And I do apologize, I was corrected in chat. It was 5 bombs, not 4, to break the mask. I apologize for misinforming. The Jet just a couple rooms away from Armos. Gonna just fly through this with silver arrows, just one-shotting everything here. Super, super quick.
Yeah, it's funny coming back to, like, Eastern Palace with all this gear.
It's just this full loadout.
Like, I got boots before I would normally even get boots in vanilla. I got a butter sword and a... It's like, I guess I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Silver arrows.
10 more hearts than you might normally have, you know, in a vanilla playthrough. If you skip the Sank heart, that is. Well done for Christos as well. So here goes Jet, making his way into Mire. And that is the last crystal for Christos. So we're going to see him just go right up to Ganon's tower. And so, folks, it is now that time to get your guesses in for where the Ganon's tower big key is located. Which chest? We've got, I believe, 22 chests, 22 locations for it to be. So go ahead and get your guesses in there. So, Alu, which chest are you thinking?
I'm feeling like... I want it to be tile room, and I want somebody to make a gamble for it. So I'm gonna go with tile room.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna go with. What do you think?
There are 2 locations that I really like to see it in. One is the double fire bar room right after the Stalfos room there. And the other one is right after the 4 fire snake room where you have to hookshot across to the chest. And I think I'm going to go with that one where you have to hookshot across to the chest right before the randomizer room. And I think that's, if you go right side, I think that's 9, chest number 9.
I'm down. It's like the fire snake room, yeah.
Yeah.
Typically number 9. I mean, it really depends on the routing.
Yeah. You know, conditionally, if they go, you know, or I'm sorry, did I say right? I meant left. If they go left.
Well,
left
you go
side,
right for the 2, and
yeah,
then
right for the 2, and then to the others. Yeah. Whatever. That's the
we call it the
location.
traditional route, is what we like to call it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Tradition. Okay, that makes sense. I like it. I dig it. But that is my location of choice. So thank you everybody for getting in your guesses there. Thank you for participating. We will see. And we'll see if we get a key here, if Christos is going to do what you said that he normally does here and continue going. He does not.
Does not get the small key. So that might put this on rails. But although Jet still has an opportunity to gamble for the tile room.
With this key here on the lamp, could take it back to the right side.
True.
Christos not doing that, however.
Or we've seen what we call dark magician strats. Like some players, like Jet, could decide, hey, I'll go to the Stalfos room first, and then head to the right side and see if I can get some value there. We're going to check these 4 chests in the Stalfos room. Small key in here. Bomb upgrade. Not what you're looking for right now. Going to start killing these Stalfos. Red Roop. And, of course, another Red Roop. So, nothing so far. We're 7 locations in. Firebar room. Piece of Heart. Will it be lucky number 9 for Wild here?
We're about to find out. These are the 2 rooms that I like the blue boomerang for, by the way. those are the 2 that I like. Everything I don't really ever use it at any other time.
You use it in like Escape and then these rooms.
Yeah, that's to grab keys. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I was right here. If everybody else who guessed 9 along with me is incorrect. Sorry, folks.
Small key. Sorry to you.
No, you're still in the run-ins here for tile room.
Oh, baby. Randomizer room. Chest number 10. 20 bucks. 11 has the map. 12 has 20 more. Single arrow.
Single arrow.
13. We're going to head over to Bob's chest and Ice Armos now. This is a chance for Jet to catch up. What he does here makes the biggest difference.
If he takes that key from the lamp and goes back right side, it could be a huge play.
He's going right first, so he's not going to find a key here. He needs to make that call.
Because we know nothing on the left side is of where he can get all of the chests that Christos still needs to get by going right side right now.
Yeah, if he fully commits.
Plus the other ones.
Piece of Heart. Ice Armos will go down here. What you gonna do, Jet?
He's gonna take the traditional way.
Yeah, he's going traditional. This is not good for Jet. Could consider maybe mirroring out after Stalfos room. That's not the traditional Dark Magician strat. Doesn't matter though. ChristosOwen has found the big key in chest number 16.
And here it is, just execution for him from here on out. He's got a good number of arrows. He's not really going to be worried about that. Really nice mimics with 1 arrow to the left, but that's okay.
Yeah, barring anything unfortunate, ChristosOwen has got this. He's got a solid lead right now.
It is definitely his race to lose. That is for sure. You know, it's not what am I trying
Out
to
of the
say?
question?
Exact. Thank you. Yes, I'm having trouble with forgetting what I'm wanting to say, but I'm glad I got my pal Alucard got my back. But yes, it's not out of the question for anything to happen, you know. So we'll now that I've commentators cursed it, let's see what happens. But Jet, in just a short amount of time here, gonna grab his chest. We have the results from the because there's this cool game apparently now,
Yep.
that's one with the speed gaming bot, where it actually keeps track of all your guesses.
Yeah, Nipism, I hope I'm saying that correctly, was the first one to guess it correctly, so they get to jump on the leaderboard. Pretty cool. Jet almost at that big key. I mean, he doesn't know where Christos is. Neither of these guys know where their opponents are right now. And so, like, with him in Ganon's tower already this far, he's like, man, I, like, full cleared everything. What's going on over there? He's probably pretty worried, because that swamp play was just not worth at all.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, like, when you're in G Tower, like, even when you enter G Tower, you know, it's like a good 9-10 minutes until you're done, you know, but it's like the final area, and you're just sitting there looking over every room transition at the SRL chat, just like waiting for that opponent done.
It's definitely the most nerve-wracking, and I mean, it's just the way it is.
That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yep, that's why I lose by more than 10 minutes. A nice Troll Orb 2 from ChristosOwen. Going to be ignoring that final chest there. He knows this is a really important win for him. Does not want to spend any time on that. I am disappointed, but I understand the situation. Christos, I still love you.
Validation chest remains unopened. No love from Christos. Not a bad pattern there. Got 2 hits in on that first round of Aghanim 2. This is second pattern. Didn't get a blue ball.
Cool
only got
blue
one.
ball. Yeah,
only got 1 hit in. This is pretty good. Those Aghanim, they're a little bit close. It's tough to do much. They were all kind of lined up, but when they're so close, it's tough to actually get any hits in there.
2 more there.
1 more. There it goes. Aghanim 2 down for Christos. Heading on into his Ganon fight now.
Jet at land mode 2 here. Let's see if he gets a nice quick kill. Oh, nice recovery there.
Yeah, even with an extra arrow shot in there, was managed to still hit that last guy. Very well done.
Endured the lag of those silver arrows.
Yep. All right, initiating this Ganon fight here should be just 6 slashes for the first 2 rounds. And there they are. Christos getting a couple extra slashes in just because.
Might as well play it safe.
Might as well slash him when he's just sitting there.
I mean, it's Ganon.
Asking for it.
You're kind of mad at him for making you
Exactly.
play through this trolley seed.
Exactly. It was a plando by Ganon.
Pretty much every seed is, really. Take that, Wizrobe.
All right, and there is phase 3 over. We'll see if Christos greeds at all for any
Ooh, this is looking good.
multi-hits. This is looking really good. He's got 1 hit left, and
Oh!
oh my God!
Wow!
Dude, a double hit by the fire off this What?
Oh no, he was one shot away!
That was it, the final. Oh my god, the
Jet
nightmare.
has conquered Trolldorm 2. Christos is gonna be re-entering the fight here with 5.5 hearts.
He is booking it back up there, getting that spin speed as fast as he possibly can.
He better, because Jet's coming,
Oh
man.
my god, he
Jet's
is coming.
coming. Yeah.
Jet is not wasting any time.
Also, interestingly, sitting at 5.5 hearts over there.
Getting a triple,
It's the
though.
triple. Oh. Not
Oof,
doing quite so well in
unfortunately.
phase 2, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to phase 3 for Christos. He's trying to seal this away.
All right, a nice 3-round on Aghanim too.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Christos is just 2 hits away in phase 3 here. Ganon is just warping. These are all
Good
warps
lord.
that Jet is not going to be getting because this is Christos' second fight.
Are
with
you
Ganon.
kidding me?
Every warp that he gets puts Jet closer and closer. He's still doing it.
Oh my god!
He's still warping, dude. This is bringing Jet. Okay, that's all right. Entering the final phase. Okay.
That's one silver arrow down. Jet starting on phase 1, already into phase 2. 2 silver arrows for ChristosOwen.
Here comes and a nice
Here's the double.
double.
Don't jump into the pit
Yeah,
immediately.
please.
Okay.
Oh, Christos finishing out the Ganon fight and wrapping up this race.
GG to ChristosOwen, finishing with 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 31 seconds. That was a nail biter there, falling to Ganon. Crazy.
Oh, and then just all those warps too, just absolutely ridiculous. So congratulations to Christos securing his spot in the group stage, and Jet put up an excellent fight against, one of the, I would say, like, titans of A Link to the Past here. Like as you mentioned when you introduced him in the beginning, like one of the creators of the randomizer, put a lot of work into a lot of the logic. He's done a lot of the logic work, I think, Christos, and then Jet, really looks like putting up an awesome show against Christos there. And all things considered, now Jet has finished. GG to him, only finishing like
49 seconds.
Yeah, 49 seconds behind Christos with a full clear on Swamp. Absolutely insane.
Amazingly played by Jet. Considering like 49-second difference. Yeah, he lost, but he did an entire clear on Swamp. That's crazy.
So you will be seeing, if you liked what you saw from these players, definitely give both of them a follow. Absolutely. It's free. It costs you nothing to press the follow button. So do that, and you will be seeing both of them in the next round.
Yeah, that does take ChristosOwen to 4-2. Jet will also be 4-2, both advancing into the group stage. Congratulations, Christos, and honestly, congratulations, Jet. Like,
Yeah, we got them both
Congrats.
in here. Welcome in, you guys. GG.
GG,
Yo.
Christos.
Good race, Jet, dude. I was sure I was gonna lose.
Well,
that
okay.
was
All
behind.
at Ganon was a
Oh,
nail
he
biter
fell?
there.
Oh, man.
He felt, well, not
Yeah.
only
Dude.
was it a fall at Ganon, but in round 3 got like a bazillion warps, and every warp was
In the
just
second
pulling,
fight. Yeah.
in the second fight was just pulling him you closer and closer to him. And
50 seconds is not that much of a difference.
Especially considering you had full cleared Swamp as well, and Christos did not do Swamp at all. So it was a really, really great race to see, and finishing so close, it was really, really awesome to see. And so again, GG to both of you guys, guaranteeing your spots in the next round of this tournament.
So that's when I knew I was behind. I went the Swamp. When I found Mir in Mire, I'm like, maybe there's a chance he hasn't gotten it. So I was really hoping that would pay off. That's why I went the Swamp first, and that hurt. Swamp was
Yeah.
a big bunch of nothing.
Damn.
Both found that actually fairly early on. It's just you made the play into swamp. Christos went to ice. We were trying to figure out
play.
who would kind of pull ahead, but yeah, Jet, you made the earliest play on Skull Woods, and that put you a little bit ahead of Christos.
But
Kind of for
Christos,
the mid game.
Christos, you love Skull Woods. What's up with that?
I do, but I had Thieves Down was a crystal and I had the hammer, so I was like, I'll do that first and then see if I need to go to Skull Woods next. Because it was a pendant. If it was a crystal, I would have gone straight there.
Right. So I make no difference between crystal or pendant dungeons. V26, any dungeon can be worth, and there was two pendant dungeons were worth. So
Yeah.
I was ready to blind pull the pedestal, like
We
because,
were.
because I did swamp and then I did ice. I'm like, if I get over there after Turtle Rock, if I get over there, I'm gonna pull it.
I was surprised that you didn't just do that
Same.
immediately before Turtle Rock. Like, is it just because you knew you could full clear Turtle Rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna full clear dungeon, but I think if I didn't find Bo in Turtle Rock, my next bet. So the thing I was thinking is like, okay, if Bo was at the graveyard spot or King's Tomb because I put it off for so long, or the mushroom even, I'm just gonna lose. Like, there's no way I can win at this point. Let me do the dungeon, Turtle Rock, then I'll blind pull pedestal, Almost.
You kind of made me look like a fool too, because we were Alucard and I were saying like, oh, Jet's just like absolutely banking on pedestal seed, and he's just gonna blind pull. And we were discussing like it's like when you would go do it, and I was saying, well, once you've invested so much time in getting all the pendants, there's absolutely no reason to not just immediately go pull the pedestal, and then you didn't. And I was like, well, I mean,
you're right.
it was good. It was good that you didn't. I mean, like it was still a better play to make. So
That was
Honestly, if I
intense.
had done ice before swamp, I totally would have followed the breadcrumbs and went to Turtle Rock next before
Mhm.
swamp, I think.
Oh yeah, I think both of you would have. For sure.
Yeah, my biggest mistake was going into pod without the bow before I did ice. I was down to pod, ice, and swamp, and I was like,
Yeah.
I
did
played
the
really
same thing.
conservative throughout the whole thing anyway. Like, I checked every overworld spot in the game, and like,
yeah, that was the thing. Was cool about Pod is the two of you checked different chests in Pod. Jet just checked like the front chests, and Christos, you did the bomb jump to the back, and then checked all the back end Pod chests.
So-
I was hoping
actually,
to find some area and get intel on where the bow could have been, but
Right. I checked the 3, which would be bow locked. If they're not in the 3, if the 3 chests, the first 3 chests I checked, don't lead to bow, then it's just a bow locked dungeon. So that's why I checked the 3 and then left.
which actually ended up benefiting you because you could just skip bow side when you went back through because you still had a key, whereas Christos had to go bow side to get a key before going to Helmasaur.
yeah, that's because I suck, and I tried to do the hammer jump and hit the bomb the wrong way. I was like, I'll just use the key.
But you went for it, which is cool. So there you go.
I was thinking hard the whole time to just fake flipper to ice. Like, the whole, it was always open to us with Fire Rod, and I'm like, I could fake flipper in there, but when flippers were not even guaranteed to be needed this seed, I didn't want to, do that kind of sequence break.
And they
Interesting.
weren't
I found
required.
flippers within like 10 minutes.
Yep.
I didn't even go to Eastern until I did Pod.
Wow.
I put it off for so long because I was getting worth everywhere else.
Well, it kind of paid off by having the mirror when you were there, but the mirror really just kind of screwed you up in general.
It did.
Mirror
I
I guess
and flippers
getting
were not
early flippers
required
just
at
meant
all.
I checked flipper spots, which I didn't need to, I guess.
I
Yeah.
fake flippered to Zora.
Yeah, okay.
like,
So you didn't get the
mushroom, I'm
mushroom.
Mushroom. Well, I didn't get the mushroom. I just saw it there, and I'm like, well, I'm never getting that.
I fell for the
we were-
bait and was
yeah, we were
rewarded with
saying-
20 roots.
Oh,
Well, we were saying like it could super pay off for Christos because especially because you just kept putting off Eastern for so long. If Mushroom had been, either that
yeah.
red cane or the bow that you guys were looking for such a long time, it could have really turned the tides early on.
Yeah, I think another thing that someone put off was Christos actually put off checking the lumberjack, which
Oh, you didn't
ends up
know.
having something very important.
Uh huh.
So yeah, what was interesting is I don't like to check it until I have the capability of actually getting the item. Obviously you need boots to get the item, so it's quicker to get there with boots, and you always need boots to get the item. So I just wait until I find boots before bothering to check, because it's pretty quick. It's basically you find boots, and then that opens up bonk spot, which is right next to lumberjack tree, basically. So you can just combo them two together. So I checked like middle of the game and was like, oh, it's Ice Rod. I better go and do Aga now, even though I already had Dark World access.
The really cool. Oh, go ahead, Jet. Sorry.
I was gonna say it was funny because I saw Ice Rod right away, and at the time I had no idea if Turtle Rock was required. But when I was going through Escape, like I'm starting to run out of places to go, and like I could have went to the Eastern area, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do Zelda's chest, that whole front of Escape.
Yep.
If I get nothing, I'm just gonna go kill Aghanim, and then it's like, here's the hammer. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna not do this yet.
Yeah, that was crazy. Alu and I were just like freaking out because we were like, oh, because we had mentioned it before. We're like, okay, if one of them is gonna go to do Aghanim, they're likely gonna do the first part of Escape first, and then just go in there. And we saw you setting up for the Death Warp. You were getting ready, and then boom, hammer. We're just like, oh my god, saved by the bell. It was good. It was a really, really awesome race to watch. All around.
You guys like synced up in so many interesting places.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of high fives and stuff. You guys were kind of following similar routing. You might have like switched things, like, Jet went to Skull and Christos went to Thieves first and that kind of thing. But it was a really cool race to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the VOD of this one, especially with you guys commentating.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to watch my Ganon fight.
Good run, Christos. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with how I did, even though, I lost. That's okay, because I think I played well enough.
At the end of the day. So
I agree
about that.
Yeah, both of your guys' execution was excellent. Like aside, again, I don't want to like dwell on it, but like aside from the falling again, and like I think there was really no major error that the two of you either made. It was just really, really solid gameplay all throughout. And I mean, again, like you're both in the next round of the tournament, so
yeah, this is great for me. I want to watch both of you play again. Maybe
exactly. Yeah, I'd love for the rematch, dude. I'll definitely get in on commentary for that. That'll be great. But best of luck to both of you guys in the group stage going forward.
Cool. Thanks, guys. And good game.
Congratulations on making it.
Good game.
Yeah, you both had some fierce competition going through this entire Swiss as well. You guys had some crazy opponents like throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been quite a tough route to get here, but hey, we're both here, so that's what matters. I just still can't believe that Ganon fall. I got double hit by the fire.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, on those warps, we were like going.
Oh, I was just like, if I get sniped because of warps, I was going to be so mad.
Almost, man. Honestly, like, if I had taken out, like, I did the, frog, the dwarves, and the purple chest. If I had just taken that out, that was totally a minute.
Definitely.
Could have been.
I mean, but then again, though, if you hadn't done that, it's tough to say that you would have the exact same routing and gameplay, right?
Well, the item would have just clearly been there instead.
Yeah,
of course. You just skipped it.
Yeah, but you guys definitely both deserve to be moving on. So GG again. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Alu, do you by any chance have a schedule of what's going on next? I don't have it handy, if anything.
I'm taking a peek right now. Looks like. Oh, is that Super Metroid Randomizer happening on the main Speed Gaming channel? I don't think we have anything else on this channel, Speed Gaming 4, but we have Earthbound starting up on Speed Gaming 3 just about now. Pokemon Puzzle is going on right now, and we have some Final Fantasy Randomizers, Super Metroid Rando, and Link to the Past Randomizer on Speed Gaming 2 starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. So plenty of fun stuff on the Speed Gaming channels. Definitely make sure you're following all 4 of the main Speed Gaming channels. I'm sure eventually we'll have even more. But,
and then tomorrow, I believe, is going to be that wildcard round. Is that correct for everybody who is 3 and 3?
Yep. 3 p.m. Eastern time. Link to the Past randomizer tiebreaker round. It's gonna be like 33 players, I believe, something like that.
And top 6 are gonna make it into group stage, and so all of those 30 plus people will be fighting for their tournament lives one last time. So make sure you tune in for that. Absolutely.
Yep,
Tomorrow,
and that will
3
be on the
p.m.
main Speed Gaming channel. So, but we also have some other cool stuff happening this weekend. There's Pokemon Crystal tournament stuff happening throughout the weekend, starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then at 2 p.m. Eastern, there's the Mega 16 race. So that's going to be pretty cool as well. So lots of stuff on Speed Gaming this weekend. Definitely check it out. But with that, I think we're going to wrap things here. Again, follow both of these runners, ChristosOwen and Jet082. You guys have any final comments about the end of Swiss and going into the group stage here?
Just watch the race tomorrow. It's going to be really fun.
Dude, this is just getting started. We got group stages and then the brackets. Like, yep.
It's intense.
Yep.
There's so much A Link to the Past randomizer coming at you guys. So, and just to make sure you don't miss any of it, we are currently on Speed Gaming 4, I believe. Make sure you follow all Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming, and then Speed Gaming's 2 through 4, so you don't miss any of that. So yeah, with that, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I was Wildly Anaconda 69, joined by my wonderful co-commentator, Alcard2004. We'll see you guys next mission.
Yeah, also shout out to Wolf Lincoln on the tracker and Clifford doing the restream here. You guys are awesome. You guys know you're awesome. Take care, guys.